Hey y'all, it's Ashley at Bookishrealm. Welcome back. If you've already been here, welcome. If you've never been here, so you can see from the title of this video, I'm here to talk about my commitment issues because clearly I have commitment issues and it's perfectly fine. I mean, you know, it's something that I've known about myself for a very long time. No, I'm just playing. I don't have true commitment issues. But when it comes to me and book series, y'all, it's like commitment phobia going on with me. I don't know what that is. And I apologize once again. I am bulk filming, so y'all probably have already seen me in this shirt. But at least I took my hair down. I did wash my shirt, but this is still a problem. And like at this point, I think I need to go see somebody because it's been like this for like a week. It's been horrible. And quite frankly, like I'm tired of it. Just getting to the point where like my nose is actually... Content warning here, if you don't feel like hearing this, mute me right now. I'm actually having like pretty bad nosebleeds every single day because of like the tearing of my blood vessels in my nose because of my constant like blowing and sniffing and all. It's become quite problematic. I'm here to talk about the 100 series that I'm currently reading. Am I ashamed? There is a level of shame that comes with this. It was very shameful having to write out these books. It's a new level of shame that I don't think I've ever felt before. And unfortunately, this is not all of them. I just got to 101 and I was like, yeah, I'm stopping because I can't, I'm not going any longer. Like this is ridiculous. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm just gonna go through the series. I'm not gonna really talk about the series because it's 100+ series. And editing me is going to be upset already because I refuse to pull these books off of my bookshelf because I didn't feel like putting my bookshelves back together after the fact. This list of books, it ranges from children's to middle grade to adult to YA. It's a whole plethora of books. This list does not include any manga, graphic novels, or comics. So with that being said already, I know that this list is technically significantly longer, not only because I did not go through all 2,000+ books that I have read, but also because I made it a point not to include any of the comics, graphic novels, or manga because I have a separate channel for that stuff. So you're only going to be getting books. This list would probably be 200+ books or 200+ series by the time that I got finished. I am just going to tell you what the book is by the author, tell you what the series name is, I apologize, and the author. Maybe for some of them I may give a little tidbit, but other than that, I just want you to know what I'm currently reading. What series I'm currently reading in this moment right now. Alright, so the first one that I have is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. I believe I've read like 5 of these books at this point, so I'm way far behind in terms of the number of series that are included in this Shadowhunters world, but I have read 5 of the Mortal Instrument books. Next, we have Hannah Swenson by Joanna Fluke. I don't know if I'm ever going to catch up with this one because I feel like at this point there's 30-something books with this one and I am only on book 5 or 6. But these are cute, cozy mysteries that I just read when I want something to kind of take my mind out of whatever I'm dealing with in real life. They're really easy. Not the best writing, but that's what they're for. Escapism. I have Nancy Drew by Carolyn Keene. I read a lot of these as a kid, but I started rereading some of it as an adult, and I haven't made it that far into the series. There's definitely a lot of those. The Side Changeling series by Nalini Singh. I am on the fence about this one because I read the first one. I know a lot of people love this series. I'm on the fence about it. I only gave the first one 3.5 stars. So I do think I can continue, but the issue is do I want to continue? Will I be invested enough in the series to continue it? Next, we have Drama High by Elle Devine. These are really quick reads. I read the first one. I gave it like 3.5 stars, but it is a series that I do eventually want to work my way through and continue. I'm probably going to have to reread the first one of that one as well as the Side Changeling series because those build on each other. Unlike with Hannah Swenson, you can kind of read those independently of each other. Next, I have The Westmorelands by Brenda Jackson. This is another series that is a romance series that has been expanded. Like there's a spin-off series, if I'm not mistaken, attached to this one as well at this point, so I am super far behind. And I have The Goosebumps by R.L. Stine. I've read a lot of these as a kid, but I don't remember, and there's 62. I'm talking about the original Goosebumps series, so 62 original ones, I believe. I've read a good portion, but as an adult I haven't read that many. Mary Pope Osborne is the author, but I'm talking about Magic Treehouse series by Mary Pope Osborne. I have been working my way slowly through this series this year. I don't know how far I'm going to make it, but these books are really easy read, y'all. while. It'll take me like 30 minutes to read. So I'm not as concerned about reading that series, although there are a lot of books attached to it. Next, I have American Girls by Janet Beeler Shaw. This is another one that I decided to read this year. I am concerned about the length of this one. These books don't take me long to read either, but the amount of American Girl books that exist, including all of the spin-offs that exist, it's going to be a heck of a challenge to take on reading that entire series, but here I am, invested, ready to go. Next, I have A Wrinkle in Time Quartet by Madeline L'Engle. I reread A Wrinkle in Time last year. I want to continue on with the quartet. I heard that the rest of the quartet is not as good as that first book, but I'm still willing to give it a chance. Next, I have the Gemma Doyle trilogy by Libro FM. I had talked about this earlier this year. This is part of my Unhaul It, like Read It or Unhaul It series that I talked about, I think in January. There were a group of series that I had talked about that I wanted to at least start and finish before the year is over with, or I've got to unhaul them because I've had them for too long. The Gemma Doyle trilogy was included in that because it's attached to the Diviner series by Libro FM. There is a small cameo or a small Easter egg connection between the two series, so to read both of them to get the full experience would be rather nice. Next, I have another long series, which is the Crew Hunter series by Heather Graham. I read the first one of this back in 2019 and enjoyed it enough. I think I gave it 3 or 3.5 stars, and I do want to continue on with the series. I think each book follows different members of the crew, so I don't know if they necessarily have to be read in order, but for the sake of the world building that is a part of this, I do want to read them in order. It's like paranormal with romantic elements attached to it. They're okay. They're, you know, not the best, but they're good. I also have the McCabe trilogy by Maya Banks. This is a Highlander historical romance series. I read one of these in 2020 or 2021 and rather enjoyed it, and I do want to continue on with the trilogy. Next, we have the Night Huntress series by Janine Frost. This is one that I think I read in 2020 or 2021. I started the series, and I do want to continue on with it. I know that this is also another extensive world, but I did enjoy the relationship between the main characters in this one. I really liked the writing and the banter and stuff, so I do want to continue with that. Next, we have the Hopewell General series by... See, the first one is by Brenda Jackson, but I believe that the other books are written by other authors, but it still is the Hopewell General. It all takes place, these are romances that take place at a hospital. I did like the first one well enough to continue on with it. Next, I have the middle grade series Spy School by Stuart Gibbs. I read the first one of the series, I think last year. Really interesting, like spy espionage middle grade. So if you're interested in that, that is a good series to check out. Next, I have Whatever After by Sarah Milanowski. These audiobooks are fantastic. I absolutely love the audiobooks attached to the series. These are fairy tale imagining, so if you have interest in that for younger readers, I definitely would recommend checking that one out. I also have Wings of Fire by Tuti Sutherland on this list, which is no surprise. This is one of my favorite middle grade series that is dragon-based books that take place from the perspective of the dragons. Really high stakes, a little bit more dark than what I anticipate for the middle grade series, but it is a great middle grade fantasy series. After that, I have a Big Shot Mystery series by Ellie Alexander. This is another cozy mystery series that it just light, fluff, escapism. I actually have not read a cozy mystery in a long time, so I'm glad that I'm kind of like reminding myself the cozy mystery series that I have started. Then I have the Johnson Family series by Delaney Diamond. This is a black romance series. And I have the Jumbies by Tracy Baptiste, which I absolutely love the Jumbies series. I just have the 3rd book to read in that series, and I haven't done it yet. I read the first 2 books for my Black Mermaid vlog that I did back in 2020, and I have not picked up the 3rd one. I need to do that. I have Eternally Tethered series by Christina C. Jones, which you're going to see Christina C. Jones pop up here a couple of times because I've been slowly making my way through a backlist, and that includes a lot of series, so I only have 1 left to read in that series. I have a Dimple and Rishi series by Sanya Menon, and I think I've only read one, which is When Dimple Met Rishi. I liked it. I think I gave it like either 3.5 or 4 stars, somewhere in that range between 3 to 4. And I do want to continue on. I never did it. I don't know why. I just never did it. Next, I have Black Trans Fairy Tales by S.T. Lin. This is a indie romance that I read. I feel like I read it last year, and they're all fairy tale retellings, but all of the main characters are trans, and I really thought that the first one was an interesting take on the fairy tale of Cinderella, so I do want to continue. I believe that there's only 3 books in that series. Then I have Falling for a Rose by Stephanie Nicole Norris. You're going to see her pop up on here again. I have been slowly rereading Falling for a Rose, which will pop up on here. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Falling for a Rose. I have another one on here that I will be slowly rereading this year because these two series interconnect. They're really, really short, really, really easy to get through, and I want to finish out this year. Number 28 on the list is Decade, A Journey of African American Romances. This is by a lot of different authors. These are Black historical romances that take place during different decades in the United States, and it focuses on a Black couple. I read the first one in the series, I think 2 years ago, and I need to continue because there's quite a lot of books. Then number 29 is the Welcome to Seaport series by Katrina Jackson. I read the first one, which was a poly romance that I really, really liked, but I haven't continued on with the series, clearly, because it's on this list. Number 30 is Once Upon a Con by Ashley Poston. I have been meaning to read the last book in this series for forever. I read the first one and the second book and really, really enjoyed them. I don't know why I haven't picked up the third one, and if I'm not mistaken, I actually own the third one. Number 31, I have the Lady and Dynasty by Katie Robert. Y'all please tell me, I don't know if Katie Robert renamed this series or not. I can't remember, but I feel like this is an MMF romance, and I just read the first one, which was 0.5, and I don't know if the series is different or if it's the same, but I did add it to there because it was on my Goodreads. It's one that I had not finished. Number 32 is The Folk of the Air by Holly Black, which of course y'all know. I read The Cruel Prince for the first time this year. I read The Lost Sister, which is the novella in between the first and the second book. I do plan to continue the series this year. I just got The Wicked King on audiobook from the library. Number 38, or I skipped a whole bunch of numbers. Number 33 is To Marry a Madden by Sherelle Green. This is another Black indie romance series that I had started a while ago and need to finish. Number 34 is a series that I was talking about earlier, which is In the Heart of a Valentine by Stephanie Nicole Norris. The Falling for a Rose and In the Heart of the Valentine series do cross over at some point, and so I wanted to read them in publication order. That way I could finally get to the conclusion of both series because it's been a long time coming. Number 35 is the Encounter series by Jack Harbin. I read my first Jack Harbin book last year, which was The Babysitter, and that is part of the Encounter series, so I do want to continue. Really, really short novellas. I don't think it'll take me long to finish the series. Number 36 is The Marriage Game by Sarah Desai. I believe I've read 2 books in this series. Number 37 is The Wicked Villain series by Katie Robert. I literally have 1 book left in the series, and I haven't picked it up because I had such a bad experience with the 5th book in the series, and so I've been so hesitant to pick up the 6th book in the series, but eventually at some point, hopefully this year, I will get it done. Number 38 is Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. I was on the fence about. This is another one I'm kind of on the fence about because Written in the Stars wasn't like a mind-blowing sapphic romance for me. I believe I gave it like 3 or 3.5 stars, and I believe it was a Pride and Prejudice retelling. And so it was okay, but I don't know if I'm going to continue. I put it on this list because I haven't hard DNF'd the series yet, but I will make my decision pretty soon on whether I'm going to continue it. Next, I have Girl Giant and The Monkey King by Van Huang. This is a retelling, it's a middle grade retelling of The Legend of the Monkey King, and I have read the first one. I think it's just a duology. Then Love on the Rock by Rosie Adams. I've read the first one. I have not read the second book, and I feel like there's a short novella attached to this one as well. Maybe 3 books total. I can't really remember off the top of my head. Number 41, Broken Resolutions by Shea Violet. I read one of these books years ago now, probably like 3 years ago. No, could be 4 years ago, because I think I may have read it in 2019, like at the very end of 2019. So I do want to go back and finish up that series. Then number 42 is Dark Olympus by Katie Robert. I read the first and the second book in this series. I think that the 4th book should be out by now. So I'm already falling behind. I could have definitely been kept up, but I'm definitely falling behind already. Number 43 is New Year Base Solutions. This is it's a lot of authors writing these. They did this as a New Year's type of series where everyone is writing a novella that they release 8 days before the new year. These are all Black indie romances. Number 44 is a Mr. series by Beloved, which I have been enjoying my read of Beloved's series. 45 and 46 are both by Ellen Hopkins. The first one is Crank, which I've read the first 2 books in that series, and the next one is Burn, which I've only read the first book in that series. Number 47 is Wallflowers by Lisa Kleypas. I read my first Lisa Kleypas book last year, I believe, and I actually really enjoyed it, so I do want to continue on with that series. Number 48 is the Agatha Raisin series by MC Beaton. These are cute and funny, y'all. There's not a lot of thinking that goes into reading these, but I have been enjoying them. And I know there's 30 something and they don't really hold up that well as we get towards the later installments after the author had passed away, but I'm still invested in that series. 49 is The Warriors by Aaron Hunter. If you didn't know, I just started this series last year. It is a very popular middle grade series that focuses on talking cats. I really like the clan. It's like a warrior clan dynamics between all of the cats. I'm not a cat person, but for some reason I really like the book. Number 50 is Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. I've read 2 in the series, and at this point I believe we're on book number 16, so I'm very, very far behind, but those are quick and easy reads. Number 51 is The Cartel by Ashley Antoinette. I love The Cartel. I really do. I've read 3 of the books, I think, out of 7 in The Cartel, so I do need to catch up. I may have to start that one from the beginning because I don't really remember a lot. Number 52 is The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. Number 53 is The Gather Sisters by Rita Williams Garcia, which I have been talking about the series for years. I absolutely love the series, but I have not read book 2 and 3. It takes place in the 60s and 70s, if I'm not mistaken, when 3 girls are sent to live with their mother, who was a part of the Black Panther Party. Number 54 is The Goddess Girls by Joanna Halub. This is just a children's chapter book series that focuses on gods and goddesses, Greek gods and goddesses, which, I mean, they're easy reads. They're entertaining, but it's a lot of this as well. 55 is Who Fears Death by Nani Okorafor. I've read the first one. I need to pick up the second one. Number 56, The Dividers by Libra Brace. I already talked about that one. 57 is Thrown in Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I've only read 2 in this series. I don't know when or if. I'm on the fence about this one too. I own all of the books, but I'm desperately on the fence about this one. I don't know if it's going to be one that I'm going to necessarily pick up. We'll see. 58 is Mo Wendell Mysteries by Sheila Turnage. This is a good middle grade mystery series. 59 is Men of Valor by Kiru Tay. This is a historical romance that I believe takes place, I can't remember what century it takes place in, but it is in West Africa. I read the first one of that series a while ago for the historical romance readathon, and I really enjoyed it. 60 is Aluna Chronicles. This is another one that I'd included in my Read It or in Haul video that I did, so that has to be finished by this year or I've got to get rid of the series. 61 is A Princess in Black. It's a new children's book series that I started reading last year or the year before, and I'm just trying to catch up on it. 62 is Destiny by Beverly Jenkins. 63 is A School for Good and Evil by Suman Chanani. We are on like book 7 in that world. And like I literally just feel like I just ordered book 7 or 8 in that world, and I have not read past book 2. 64 is Reckoners by Brandon Sanderson. This is another one that was in my Read It or in Haul series. I have read the first 3 books in the Reckoner series 2 times a piece. I just have read that last book, Calamity, and I need to get it done. Number 65 is King by T.M. Frazier. 66 is The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. This is only a duology. I've read the first book. I just have to read the second one, which I do own. Number 67 is Spirit and Thieves by Morgan Rhodes, which is the spin-off to Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. Unfortunately, this series was never completed. It was supposed to be 3 books, but it's only 2, but there wasn't enough funding in order for Morgan to end up writing the 3rd book. 68 is Ariel Ethereal by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I read the first one. I believe that this series may be named differently as well now, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like they republish these books under different names, but I know that I have read the first book in the series, whatever it is called now. Number 69 is If You Can by Christina C. Jones. Popping up again. This is popping up again. Then I have Attractions and Distractions by Alexandra Warren. I have 2 books left in that quartet. Number 71 is Ice Planet Barbarians. I don't think I've made it past book 3 in this one, and I know that there are a lot of books in the series, but they're quick reads, and I know they're getting republished with those beautiful covers. Number 72 is The Bad Guys by Aaron Blabey. This should not be a difficult one for me to catch up on because these books are incredibly short. They're cute and they're fun, but they're short enough that I'm not intimidated by finishing that series in a relatively short period of time. 73 is Priest by Sierra Simone. I read the first 2 books in the Priest series last year. Enjoyed both of them immensely and cannot wait to dive into the next books. 74 is Binti by Nani Okorafor. Number 75 is Blessings by Beverly Jenkins. Number 76 is Inevitable by Christina C. Jones. Surprise, surprise, surprise. There she is again. 77 is Grip by Kennedy Ryan. 78 is the Murder Bot Diaries by Bertha Wells. 79 is Dragons in a Bag by Zetta Elliott. 80 is High Stakes by Christina C. Jones. 81 is Jada Jones by Kelly Starling Lyons. 82 is the Track series by Jason Reynolds. 83, Green Boat Saga by Fonda Lee. 85, I Have It So Done by Paula Chase. 86 is Seducing the Sedgwicks by Kat Sebastian, which is one that I ended up trying last year and actually really enjoyed. So I'm excited to continue on with those series, especially because they're historical romances that feature queer couples. I love that. 87 is Desmond Cole Ghost Patrol by Andreas Mendoza. This is another one that I'm not intimidated by, even though there are a lot of books. I think we're up to book 15 in the series, but these are really quick to read and they're fun and really interesting. 88 is The Holiday Sisters by Nicole Falls. 89 is Escaping Exodus by Nikki Drayden. 90 is Kingdom of Souls by Rita Barron. I still have time to really catch up with this one because the third one does release this year, but I'm not that far behind. 91 is Martin Love by Alicia Rai. 92 is A Song of Wraiths and Ruins by Roseanne A. Brown. I'm on the fence about this one because I was not keen on A Song of Wraiths and Ruins. Like, it was not my favorite. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars. And so I'm on the fence about that one. 93 is Union of the Rakes by Eva Lee or Ava Lee. I've heard it said so many different ways. I'm so excited to finish this one because this was the first historical romance series that I've ever read. And I really have loved them. I just have not finished them yet. 94 is The Brown Sisters by Talia Hibbert. Literally have one book left. 95 is Pepper Park by Erin Yoon. 96 is The Romance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adam. 97 is Show Me a Sign by Anne Claire Lizotte. I didn't realize that this was a trilogy. I thought it was just a duology, but when I went to go look, it was saying something about a trilogy. So 98 is Inheritance by N.K. Jemisin. I need to read this. I really enjoyed the first book. I think I may need to reread the first book at this point because I'm not remembering enough to continue on in the series. 99 is Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. 100 is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, which I've talked about the spinoff. And at 101, we have The Storymakers by Betsy Schko, which is a Wizard of Oz retelling of sorts, but I think it also includes other fairy tales. It's been a while since I've read the first book, but I do own all three. They have absolutely beautiful covers. Listen, I clearly have an issue with starting and not finishing things, but it's very in my nature to do such things. And I don't know. To be a completionist, I'm not doing a good job at completing series. And these are, when I was reading through that list just now, there were authors on there where I know for a fact that I'm reading more series that they've written. So this is not a actual 100% accurate picture of everything that I'm currently reading. And that's okay. It's fine. It is what it is. It's done. So yeah, let me know in the comment box below what series you're currently reading. How many do you think you're currently reading? As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. If you are looking for a way to support this channel via Patreon, the link is down in the description box below. If you're looking for ways to follow me on social media, all the links will be down in the description box below as well. And I will be back with another video soon.